As we know, our entire judicial system is divided into two parts. The first one is civil and the second one is criminal. Today, we are going to discuss one important question of Civil Procedure Code. As we know that for our judicial examination, first we have preliminary examination which is having MCQ based questions, and the second we have mains examination which is having descriptive type questions. Okay, for the Civil Procedure Code, here we are going to discuss some important questions on this channel. The first question which we are going to discuss today, it is suit of what nature can be tried by a civil court. What type of civil cases cannot be tried by a civil court? It means this question is talking about suits of civil nature. First thing, what is civil nature suit? We can find the answer under section 9 of CPC, which is saying that the court shall try, or courts are having jurisdiction to try all suits of civil nature except suits of which their cognizance is either expressly or impliedly barred. It means civil court shall try. The word which is used here, it is shall. Court shall try all civil suits unless it is expressly or impliedly barred. There are two explanations here. Again, it is not much clear ki which suit is of civil nature suit, but the first explanation is talking about a suit which is relating to right of property. Okay, property can be movable property or immovable property. For movable property we are having Sale of Goods Act. For immovable property we are having Transfer of Property Act, and there are again few other laws are relating to it. Law of Contract, Specific Relief Act, they are here. Okay, so if there is any suit which is relating to the property, it is a civil nature suit. Or if there is any suit relating to office, okay, office here, office we can understand by a post. Okay, it is also a civil nature suit. Notwithstanding that such a right may depend entirely on the decision of caution as to religious rites or ceremonies. Third thing which is given under explanation number 1, it is if there is any suit which is relating to the religious right, not purely religious. Okay, for example, if there is certain rights which is relating to the religious rites or ceremonies, they are purely, if they are relating to the religion, then it is not a civil nature suit. But somehow it is relating to the civil rights of the person, then it will be definitely a civil nature suit. Okay, for example, there was a time when there is a caution relating to the darshan in Srinathji temple. It was tried by the civil court. Okay, ki each and every person is having a right for darshan in Srinathji temple. It means it is not purely the talking about the religious matter, but again if there is a timings of darshan of Srinathji, it is the completely the matter of the mandir mandal or the board of temple. Okay, so it is a difference ki when there is any religious right is converted into a civil right of a person, then it will be definitely deal with the civil nature suit. Okay, so which kind of suits are of civil nature? The first one which is relating to the movable property, immovable property. Now again there is a specific kind of property, intellectual property. Intellectual property is also civil nature suit. Copyright related matter, patent related matter. Now the explanation number 2, for the purpose of this section, it is immaterial. In the explanation number 1, it is talking about office. Okay, and this explanation number 2 is clarifying the word office, ki whether or not any specific fees is taken by the that post or not, it is immaterial. If there is a matter relating to the office, it will be definitely a civil nature suit. So which kind of suits are of civil nature? It is relating to the property, it is relating to the office, it is relating to the rights, relating to the religious rights or ceremonies. So it is given under section 9. Now we can discuss certain examples of suits of civil nature. It means first, suit relating to right to property. Right to property, Sale of Goods Act. Okay, it may be under succession laws, it may be under partition, it may be relating to the Transfer of Property Act, it may be relating to the contract. All these are civil nature suit. दूसरा, suit relating to right to worship. I as an individual is having a right to go for worship in a temple, in a mosque, in a church, in a gurudwara. So it is my right. Okay, here I am not talking about the religious ceremony specifically relating to the religion. It is my right and I am having this right. It is my civil right and civil courts are having right to decide such question. The third, right to share in offering. It is offering is a specific arpan or tarpan kriya after the death of a Hindu person. Okay, Pindadan. It is relating to a Hindu person. So this offering is a civil right and a civil court can decide कि who will give offering, who can offer the process of arpan and tarpan of a person who is dead now, so that we can decide the succession relating to the succession laws or the ceremonies relating to that person. It is civil nature suit. Then damages for civil wrong. It is specifically relating to the law of tort. Okay, law of torts. It is law of tort which is talking about the civil wrongs and unliquidated damages are there. So law of tort, it is a subject matter relating to the civil courts. Civil courts can listen such matters. Then suits for specific relief. As we know, we do have specific relief act for movable property, for immovable property, for contract. So where specific remedy can be provided in a case, civil court can decide that matter. Suits for rent. Mostly in every state we do have Rent Control Act. Okay, Rajasthan Rent Control Act, Gujarat Rent Control Act, UP Rent Control Act, MP Rent Control Act. So we do have different rent control act in each and every state. So if there is any matter relating to the rent, it can be decided by our civil courts. Then restitution of conjugal right. It is a subject matter based upon the religion of every person. For example, for Hindus we do have that act, Hindu Marriage Act. So if there is any matter relating to the divorce, restitution of conjugal right, if we are having any case relating to the judicial separation, we do have different acts. Okay, but these are the civil rights of a person, so that these courts, it means civil courts, can decide such matters. Then partnership related matter. Okay, firms related matter, dissolution of partnership firm. Okay, and the rights after dissolution of partnership firm, maintenance of accounts, all these matters are civil nature suit. Then suits for account. Okay, account balance. Okay, share in the account. These are also the civil nature suit. Then suits for damages for breach of contract. If there is any matter relating to the breach of contract, law of contract, law of specific contract, all these matters are again relating to the civil nature suit. Okay, so these are the examples ki which kind of cases can be dealt by the civil courts. These are so many examples of the civil suits. Now there are certain examples ki these are the suits not of civil nature. It is decided by the court in the various judgment ki this is not specifically decided by the civil court. Okay, there must be certain reason behind that. Suit of declaration of a member of a caste. if there is any matter relating to the caste, okay, expulsion from the caste, okay, purely religious matter, purely religious ceremony, okay, for example, who can be appointed as a mathadhish, okay, it is an internal matter of that math, okay, who can be appointed as a gusai, it is an internal matter, who can be appointed as a qazi, it is an internal matter of a particular community. We cannot, the court cannot decide he must be appointed as qazi or maulvi or khwaza or gusai or mathadhish in that particular matter. So it is a completely different matter. Caste related honor, dignity, it can be decided not by the court, by that community only. So expulsion from the caste, okay, if a person who is belonging from a particular caste, but he cannot be invited by the other members in a particular dinner, he cannot file a suit, okay, because it can be a social contract, but it is not imposing any legal effect, okay. So that's why civil court cannot decide such matter. Suits for recovery of payment of offering, if there is any money spent by a person in offering, in a pindadan, after the death of a Hindu person, he cannot recover the same. So there are few examples where a civil court cannot decide that matter. So these are the examples of civil nature and not of civil natures suits. There are important cases, you can find so many cases on this topic, but I have two important cases: Zulawai versus State of MP and District Council of United Bethel Mission Church versus Salvador Nichols Mathlus, okay. So kindly remember the same. Now two important terminologies are used under section 9: suit expressly barred, suit impliedly barred. Civil court shall not decide, shall not try any suit which is expressly barred by law. Expressly barred, kindly remember, if there is any act is enacted on a specific topic, okay, and a special authority is given in that act, this suit must be tried by so and so authority, okay, there must be an act, and that through that act there is one authority who is having power to decide that case, then it can be decided only and only by that authority, not by civil suit. For example, we have Industrial Dispute Act. If there is any dispute in any industry, okay, between the workers and the masters, okay, workers and the principal, then it can be decided by certain authorities given in the act. For example, labor court, national tribunal, state tribunal, internal committees, so they can decide that matter. Our civil code is not having any right to decide that industrial dispute, okay. So this is the expressly barred, because we do have an act, and through that act there are authorities, they can decide that matter. On the other hand, the second one is suit impliedly barred. Suit impliedly barred means there is no act is enacted on a specific topic, but indirectly it is barred. For example, we do know that under law of contract, okay, alien enemy cannot enter into a contract, okay, alien enemy cannot enter into a contract. Firstly, who is alien enemy? If any person with whom a war is going on, okay, our country is entered into a war with any other country, and the citizen of that country is at the time of warfare is staying in our country, okay, that person is called alien enemy only during the warfare, kindly remember. And that person under law of contract is not having any right to enter into any kind of contract within India, okay. Okay, so this is impliedly barred. If he enter into a contract and he is willing to file a suit, he cannot do so because he is not having any right, okay. So there are two terms: expressly barred and impliedly barred. So kindly remember, under section 9, suits are of civil nature. There are few suits. There are suits are having expressly barred and impliedly barred. So which kind of suits can be civil suits? It is clear under section 9. And what is expressly barred and what is impliedly barred? For the Hindi word